Hey guys, welcome to another episode of For the Love of Lily. Super excited to come to you guys today to give tips for women on how to maintain and have a very amazing, healthy relationship. So, I have been married for almost 5 years, and I always get asked, how do you guys always be so happy or at least put together? You're still together. You're still making it. How are you guys doing that? So I was like, oh my gosh, that would be amazing to make a video just to be able to share some of the key elements that I feel is very important to make sure that you have a healthy and exciting relationship. So let's just be honest. A marriage is supposed to be built, number one, on faith. That's how marriages are supposed to start. And for me, my first tip is to make sure that you keep the Most High at the top of your relationship. You have to have God first. That's for you and your spouse. You have to make sure that you both believe in the same entity and that you want to keep him at the top of your relationship. Because as long as you know that God is at the top, as long as you know that your Heavenly Father is number one, you'll be able to withstand and make it through any type of situation that you go through, because you're going to know, regardless of what it is that you're going through, oh my gosh, I want to make sure that I'm doing right by the Most High to make sure that our relationship is successful. Number two, you have to make sure, ladies, that you remember that your husband is the head of your home. It's God, and then it's your husband, and then it's you. You cannot try to switch that order. It's always God, it's always your husband, and then it's you. I know that's a hard part for us ladies, but we have to make sure that we remember that our husband is the head of our home. So, of course, your husband makes decisions, right? But a lot of the times, your husband will come to you because you are his helpmeet. And that's one thing you got to remember is that we are here to help our husbands be prosperous, to make sure that they are even more successful. We are here to help them in any capacity that we can. So we just have to remember that we are everything when it comes to support for our husbands. I know sometimes we get caught up in our own work life, or we get caught up in being a mom or being a friend, because we wear a lot of hats now. I couldn't go on without saying that we do wear a lot of hats. But every hat that we wear is very important. But we have to make sure that we keep our husband at the head. Okay, but that leads me to number three, because us being a helpmeet is very important to our husbands. So we have to help them to make their lives easier, because if our husbands' lives are easier, our lives are even easier. You have to remember where we came from. We got our rib from Adam, so we have to be there to support our husbands. I know this is hard, ladies, but it's very, very important that we make sure that we keep our husbands lifted up. We don't want to pull them down, because if we pull our husbands down in our relationships, honestly, it will make our relationships a lot more difficult, because we are that glue that helps to keep everything together. Okay, now number four, communication. We have to be able to have a healthy relationship when it comes to communication. I can say for myself, that wasn't me. I love to talk, but when it was like something where it was a disagreement, I would always just be quiet and be like, okay, just to end the conversation. I learned it from my first relationship I was in. We decided that we wanted to turn this into a relationship. I made sure I kept an open line of communication. And when we got married, I had to make sure I kept that line of communication open. Because sometimes, you get stuck in your ways, but you got to remember that this is a partnership. It's two people coming together. So you have to make sure you have open communication. Let's just say if it's about a bill, sometimes bills can be the death of a marriage because that open communication isn't there. If you're having an issue with a bill, just be open about it. Like, oh man, this bill is $400 for this month. How are we going to fix this? Instead of trying to figure it out yourself, move together as an entity. That's what's amazing about being married, is that you have a partner and you can communicate your way through whatever situation that it is. But if you don't open your mouth and you don't speak about it, there's nothing that can be resolved. Very, very, very important. Hopefully I'm on 5. Number 5, honestly, you got to make sure that you guys still have fun. So, it's the little things that can really, really make things exciting. Like leaving a note in your husband's lunchbox. Just be like, hey, boo, I hope you have a great day. Something as simple as that. You never know how that can make your husband smile. Or even something as small as before they leave the house, just give them a hug and be like, oh, I hope that you have an amazing day. It's the love. Your husband is already getting beat up out in the world. Let's just be realistic. Could be getting beat up from just driving. People are very rude when they're driving. You know what I'm saying? It could be when your husband makes it to work and he has to deal with crazy people often. Sometimes bosses can get on your nerves. And sometimes he could just call you because he needs to pick me up. Or he could have had a rough day at work. You guys didn't get to communicate throughout that day, besides maybe little text messages. When he comes home, just make sure that you make him feel so loved and so welcome. Because I know it's difficult because we have rough days too. But we have to remember that we are the ones that uplift our husbands. So we have to be there and be like, oh, boo, how was your day? Did you have a great day at work? And if it wasn't, be there to listen. Did you catch that? Be there to listen. Not necessarily give your opinion, but just let your husband air out whatever it is that is going on. Because when he comes home, it's supposed to be a safe place. So always exude love to your husband. Sometimes we are going to have times when it's a little difficult and you're going to be upset. And I understand that. Please believe, I've been there. But the main thing is sometimes when you need to go into your little space, maybe just communicate that, communicate like, you know what, today was a little rough for me. I'm a little sorry if some of the things I'm saying is not up to par. I've had a rough day, and then take a moment and then come back and regroup. But always show love. Try not to beat down your husband because he is already getting beaten down enough in the world. Your home, y'all home, is y'all's safe place. Another tip that I think is very, very important. I'm just trying to make sure I say this correctly. Because, one thing about us as women is we like to take everything to heart. Because that's how we are. We're nurturing. We're loving people. But we have to make sure that when it comes to our husbands, we keep that nurturing way. It can be, okay, I know this is not the same as the 1950s. We are working a lot more and we're helping with our homes and everything like that. But we have to make sure that we don't belittle what it is that our husbands are bringing to the table. Sometimes that can be the hardest part because we can be belittling them and not even know it. are, we have to build our husbands up. And honestly, in return, your husband will feel so loved and so valued by you that he will want to do things just to keep you happy and make you happy. So it's like a cycle. You give him good love and good vibes. He gives you good love and good vibes. And that's how that healthy relationship continue to twirl. To can you have that full circle, that infinity? That's important because a relationship is always give and take. But I believe that us as women, we give a little bit more in an emotional and physical way. But our husbands, in return, the love that they give to us is out of this world. That's just my viewpoint. I just thought it was very important to bring this video to the table, mainly because I have been asked so many times. I haven't been married that long. It's going to be 5 years this year, but I love being married. I have such an amazing husband, and I know I can be a little much. So I'm just grateful to be able just to share the little things that I think is very important to make sure that you have a healthy and successful relationship. Marriages are difficult. They are difficult. Oh, here's another very important thing. Ladies, let's not gossip to everybody about what's going on in your marriage. Guys, let's don't do that. Sometimes we do need to express things that are happening and get it out of you to make sure that you don't put that burden on your husband or be rude or belligerent to them. First and foremost, send it up. Send it up. Get down on your knees and pray. Get it off your chest. Write it in your journal. You should have somebody that you can trust to talk to about your relationship, but just know how far you can go. Because a lot of the times, they'll bring it back to you in a belligerent way, in a hurtful way. And it's only your fault because you shared it. Sorry. But I think those are very important tips. If there's any more tips that you guys have thought about that because these are off the top of my head of what I thought that I feel is very important, put in the comments. Hit me up on my IG. I'm getting better, guys. I have to log in more and do more pictures. But I'm just so grateful for you guys. Thank you for the emails. You have no idea how much it means. I appreciate each and every one of you so much. As always, please make sure that you like, comment, and subscribe and ring that bell. Ting! Until next time.